Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Awakened Souls podcast. I'm your host, Devin Brown, a Kundalini activator, spiritual guide, mentor, and hopefully just a great source of entertainment for you. Let's get ready to dive in. Happy Monday, everyone. We are here, 9/9/2024, September. I am loving the weather over by us. We actually feel like fall. It's in the 60s. Amazing. My favorite. So that being said, though, some of you are feeling not so amazing. There is a lot of forced shadow work that is going right now. There is a lot of final reckonings, I guess is what I want to call it. And I know it's kind of like, oh, but you just said we're going to get better. Oh, you just said we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Nothing that is good, that brings us to a great place, is without first going through something hard or something that makes us uncomfortable. Think about it this way. Like, let's say you're eating a cake. Like, we'll go simple. Like eating a cake. It's amazing. It's delicious. Like, you love it. But that cake had to go through the fire first, so to speak. Being in the oven, like, in order to solidify it into the delicious, amazing cake that it is. And it's kind of the same way with us. In order for us to solidify ourselves into the most amazing version of ourselves and into who it is that we want to be, we kind of have to go through the fire, so to speak. And many of you, well, when is this fire going to fucking finish? When is this fire going to be done? When can I put out this fire? Like, you know, we all just want to spiral. And I understand. I just want to let you know, I understand. I've been there. I've been there a lot. Like, I felt completely disassociated from myself for almost a month recently. And like I said, I tend to go through things sooner than you guys. And I just felt very emotional and very raw, very vulnerable, lonely, like all of these things and all of these emotions that are uncomfortable. And then even digging deeper, it makes it hard. Like, it does. It makes it hard. It makes it uncomfortable. And I just want you to know you are not alone. That is the most important thing I want to just put out there. You are not alone. Don't give up and know that it is worth it. But today I want to talk about loving ourselves in a way that allows our energy to flow in the way that we need it to, that is going to heal us and allow us. So for those of you who don't know me personally, you'll have no idea about this or where it came from or anything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and share. So I had a freak accident and somehow fractured my jaw. Honestly, didn't even know that I fractured it. I thought I had like a broken filling type situation. There's a lot of stuff that went in between. Like, I was having a lot of health issues that I kept going to the emergency like doctors for, like the places where you can go. It's not the hospital, but like you can go get treatment. And they kept telling me it was just sinusitis, like go take Claritin D. Nobody was giving me anything. But I had all of this sinus pressure built up where I was just like so uncomfortable. But like I said, I had no idea it was because I had hit my face in a way that fractured when I say jaw, it is considered a jaw fracture, but it's actually like my cheekbone. But it was causing all of this sinus pressure and all of this craziness. And it's one of those things that it was like no one could put a finger on it. No one could see anything or where it was. So I started noticing, though, when I began to put my attention and my focus on that pain. Long story short, we figured out what it was and everything. And then once I figured out what it was, though, then all of a sudden it was like things became more isolated. Things became more direct. Things became pain in certain areas that I never noticed before were there. Now, part of that was because pain did shift. Like, the bone was where it needed to be. The steroids had caused the inflammation to go down. That once I finally got treatment for what was going on, like, I ended up finally like at a point where I was healing, my body was healing, but yet I still felt all this pain, all this discomfort, everything. So I'm on a walk, I'm in the woods, I'm going through a hike, and I'm like, my side of my face is going insane. It is irritated. It is swollen. I swear, like, with the weather going up and down, like, it's almost like, you know, my body and just, it was in revolt. It was just like, I don't like this. Like, I don't like the fact that it was hot yesterday and it's cold today. And so I'm just going to make you hurt everywhere on my face, like on that specific side of the face that I'm dealing with issues. And I'm sitting there walking through the woods, and I hear my guides remind me of my own words that I say all the time. Energy goes where our attention flows. So pull your attention back to yourself. And I stopped for a second and I'm like, pull my attention back to myself. What does that mean? oh. So I stopped and I literally said, I call my power back to me. I call my energy back to myself. I remove it from this jaw. I remove it from this pain. I remove it from anything that is causing me discomfort, and I pull it back within myself. And I no longer give you access to my attention. Instead, I pull my breath within and I focus on, what do I hear right now? And I stopped and listened, and I truly listened, and I could hear leaves rustling from like a little chipmunk looking for something. I could hear birds. I could hear the wind. I could hear all this stuff. And the more that I put my focus and energy away from the pain and discomfort, the more it just seemed to suddenly be further and further away. So then I was like, what do I smell? And mind you, I had already been walking on this hike for probably, I don't know, like 40 minutes or so. But I was like, what do I smell? And all of a sudden, I'm able to smell certain flowers that I didn't notice were scented and wafted in that area. I'm able to notice certain things. And the more I did that, the less I was focusing on the pain, the less I was focusing on the discomfort, the less I was focusing on those things. Now, I will tell you, this is a pretty big injury, like to most people, like, and this is something that like can cause a lot of discomfort. And it didn't take away my discomfort completely, but it no longer gave it control and my focus, because I decided it no longer had permission to do that. And I'm telling you guys, as much as it might not seem like that, that in and of itself is an act of self-love. That in and of itself was an act of me saying, stop, pause. I'm no longer going to give you attention here. I'm no longer going to allow you to have the focus and attention that you need right here. And I am going to put my focus and attention into the present moment. But it was very humbling, because I think that was one of the moments where I was the most present, and I mean truly present, than I have ever been. I don't know that I've ever been that present before. I don't know that I've ever really been that focused before. And it was fairly miraculous, like honestly, because now I can do that at any time. It doesn't take the pain away. It doesn't take the discomfort away when I still feel it. And this is something that caused, because it took so long for someone to figure out what was actually wrong or what was actually taking place, caused a whole bunch of other health issues that I'm still speaking life over, and I'm healing from, and I'm believing and accepting that like I can heal myself. I can allow peace to come back to me. Like, it's allowing those things back to myself. And I know and recognize that it is so hard when you are in the trenches to pull your energy back to yourself. But a way that you can love yourself is, one, by doing so, putting your attention and energy and focus on those things that are going to bring you peace. And if you're at a point where you're like, but I'm so empty, I can't even put my energy anywhere else. I can't give anywhere else. I can't do anything else. I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm done. Like, and you want to say done like 20 times, because it's the word done doesn't even emphasize how you truly feel. I hear you. So instead of putting your energy and focus somewhere else, try to focus on just removing it from where it's no longer serving you. Doesn't mean you're going to take that extra energy and put it at a different place, but you're just going to take it and you're going to shift it, and you're going to move it into some place that serves a little bit better, into some place that shifts a little bit better, into some place that helps you by giving you more energy just to be, instead of trying to change or trying to heal or trying to focus or transmute or whatever. That in and of itself is an act of self-love. That in and of itself is beneficial. And I know it might not seem like it at the time, but it is. It really genuinely is one of the deepest acts of self-love that you can do. Another act of self-love, when you're in this moment where you just feel so vulnerable, so forsaken, like in a way, like you feel like yourself has betrayed you. You feel like yourself has let you down. You feel like yourself can't be trusted anymore, is to begin to form little daily habits that you recognize and know are within yourself, that you recognize and know are trustworthy, that you recognize and know that you can easily accomplish, such as maybe taking a multivitamin in the morning. I'm for 30 days, I'm going to take a multivitamin in the morning. Something even that simple to begin to regain trust in yourself. But one thing I do want to illustrate, because I was talking to someone about this who has been recently very triggered by things in their past and is having memories and flashbacks and realizations and all of this stuff. And they are recognizing that some of the things that they do out of reaction versus out of a conscious choice. And me being, loving conversations like this, especially for my own journey and my own studies and everything, it's just kind of like, well, yes, like the body literally keeps a score. We may not remember an incident that is causing us to act a certain way, but every single action is coming from somewhere. That's why, like I said, haven't listened to me before, find your why. If you continue to listen to this podcast, you're going to hear me say find your why probably like 20 million times. So it's all about finding our why. It's all about understanding and orchestrating a peaceful environment that is going to bring us to a place that allows us to find our why and allows us to just let go and to flow. So when we are in this place and we are struggling to even breathe, to even go, to even be, and we have a moment that's triggering, or a moment that causes us to just feel panic, or a moment that causes us just to like be anxious or upset or anything like that, you can recognize, I'm an adult. I am safe. No one has a right to treat me like a child anymore. A lot of us who are stuck in codependent cycles, a lot of us who are stuck in codependent relationships, we have yet to give ourselves permission to be an adult. We have yet to give ourselves permission to be alive. And sometimes, I'll be honest, it's not a safe place to do so. Sometimes it's not safe to be able to move forward and to be able to be that type of person. But it doesn't mean that you cannot, at least in your brain, think, I disagree. I don't like the way that person treated me. And then find a way to make actionable steps that are going to bring you to a place that is more in alignment with who you are. But begin to recognize and take responsibility that we are, like, I would honestly say, mostly responsible for the interactions that we have with other people throughout our day. Because let's say that you are going throughout your day and you constantly are having interactions where people are being negative to you. They're using you. They're being disrespectful to you. Like you feel like you can't get ahead. You feel like everyone is out to get you. You feel. Say it again, you feel, just because. Like you just do not understand why everyone is so miserable. Maybe you need to start spending your time around different people. Maybe that's a sign that you are not in flow and you are not where you're supposed to be. Maybe it's not the other person, but it's the situations that you have allowed yourself to stay in. And I think once we all start taking responsibility and recognizing that the relationships that we feed, the relationships we give, the relationships we pour into are going to highly affect where our minds are. It's going to highly affect our success. It's going to highly affect our bodies, because if our bodies are constantly feeling like we are being betrayed, if our bodies are constantly feeling like they cannot trust us or like it cannot trust us, then guess what? It is going to be very hard for your body to just be able to relax, to be able to be calm, to be able to be zen, to be able to do anything that allows you to just let go. Like, I mean, truly, like it's going to be something that you struggle with on a regular basis. And so I want to encourage you to truly look at your life, truly look at your circumstances and recognize, where are you giving yourself sabotage instead of love? Where are you giving yourself anger and resentment instead of love? Where are you giving yourself gaslighting instead of truth? Every single one of us deserves to live a life of peace. Every single one of us deserves to live a life that brings calm and brings clarity to us. Every single one of us deserves happiness. But it is also our responsibility to create a life that's going to bring that. It's our responsibility to foster relationships that are going to bring that. It is our responsibility to make sure that we are in alignment with everything that we are doing. Everything. The things we say, the words we speak, where we put our attention, our energy, our focus, even if words aren't being used. I can tell you guys, I wasn't sitting around walking around, oh my God, my jaw is fractured. It hurts so much. Oh my God, do you see this? Like, I mean, some people, yes, like my friends and everything, like, yeah, look at this, like crazy, but I wasn't walking around with a sign advertising like, woe is me, victim. Like, I kind of thought it was funny that like, hey, I fractured my jaw and I had no idea. Like, that shows you my level of pain tolerance that I have. Like, it's crazy. But I mean, not fun. But at the same time, like, I still was giving so much energy and so much focus and so much attention to something that was not serving me. It was being detrimental. And it was even just in thoughts and emotions and reactions. I am a true believer that we can fully heal ourselves. I have done it to my leg. For those of you who don't know, like, I own a horse. There was a accident that we were in about 2 years ago. I ended up tore my ACL. I fractured the bone. I had bone bruising, muscle bruising. I actually ended up tearing some of my ligaments in half, all of this stuff. Like, they wanted to do surgery. I'm a single mom. I had just gotten divorced. Like, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was like, I cannot do surgery, like, not happening. Like, and I began to put my focus energetically into that leg and began to pour into it. And guess what, guys? I walk around and I have full movement, full motion, full everything. Like, that leg is 100% healed. And it was done because I intentionally put focus there. I intentionally put focus into healing. I intentionally put focus into ignoring and letting go of the narrative that, well, you can't be healed until you do X, Y, or Z. Like, and I decided I was going to allow myself permission to be different. I was going to allow myself permission to try something new. I was going to allow myself permission to transform. And I am in the process of doing and trying to do the same thing with my face, so to speak, because, like, truth be told, I'm ready. Like, I am ready for healing. I receive healing. I'm speaking it again. I receive healing. I am ready to put my energy and focus to where it is deserved, to where it is needed, to where I am passionate about it. Like, guys, this whooped my ass. I don't know if you've noticed, there have been several weeks in the past couple months where I have had to, like, do no podcast. I have gone fairly quiet on my social media. One, because my face was, like, very swollen and bruised. But two, I did not have the energy to put anywhere else because I was so depleted just trying to feel normal without having any idea what was going on. So it's kind of one of those situations where, like, even if you don't understand what's going on, even if it doesn't make sense, just know that you can still retrieve your energy back within yourself. You can still call it back within and allow yourself the focus of love, allow yourself the focus of understanding, allow yourself peace. And it will come. It may not come right away, may not come overnight, and you may get it, and then it seems to disappear again, but just continue to call your energy back to yourself as an act of self-love. I hope this message resonated with you. I hope you understand it. I hope that this inspires you. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Happy Monday.